Michael here with Valencia Fan TV, bringing you another video this week about the club that we all love. I'm a little bit sad to be making this video, and again, it's a unexpected video. Coming out of the match last weekend where we won 1-0 against Real Madrid, you would have expected it all to be positive and that to be the main talking point, if not only in Valencia, but around La Liga and around the football world in general. It was a massive 3 points for our club. Unfortunately, that result was overshadowed by the events in the crowds. At the time, I didn't necessarily think it was the largest deal in the world. Um, I thought that it was maybe one or two fans. It's come to my attention that it was quite a bit larger of a group. I am of African descent, so this is something that, hits home pretty hard to me. Our club will always be against racism. The fans that we have are always against racism, and we will always admonish those who project this in front of our club. The people who were in the stands and chanted this stuff towards Vinicius is totally unacceptable. They do not represent Valencia in any way. They don't represent our amazing fans of all races, ethnicities, and colors and backgrounds. Through my experience as a Valencia fan, I've only encountered the most, um, the most amazing kindness in the community, and it's sad to see that tarnished by these people. This is something that can't be swept under the rug like I think so many of us would like. It's a problem not only in certain Valencia fans, it's a problem throughout La Liga in general, and we need to get this sorted out. There has been a little bit of a step up in punishment, and I'm unsure why it's coming at this point, but it's overdue, and I'm glad that it is coming. Although it is against our club that I love, the punishment is deserved. We're going to be closing the stadium partially for 5 games, so that will take us through the course of this season and as well as the beginning of next year. Obviously, it's not the way we want to start off next year, but I do understand the decision. It's not clear yet if Valencia will try to actually dispute this. It's it's probably not going to be a good look to dispute this, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do. And if we do dispute this, I wouldn't be surprised if it's overturned to some extent. It seems like whenever these clubs dispute something, they're usually successful. 3 people were ultimately detained for this incident, and they will have to face some charges and go to court, which is great to see. As long as they got the right people, they absolutely should face all the necessary charges. And then there is a 45,000 euro fine for Valencia, which, in the grand scheme of things, although we are broke, is really nothing at all. The red card for Vinicius that was given later in the game was rescinded. And the reason it was rescinded is because the Spanish Football Association came to the conclusion that the events leading up to that, so the racism chants, had all kind of built up and correlated or culminated in the final actions by Vinicius. The abuse had been kind of a mitigating factor or the reasoning behind why he lashed out at the end of the game. Um, I tend to agree that that probably played into it. What I would say is, where does the line drop, right? If all of a sudden, I don't know, let's say Diakabi insults a player, does that now excuse the player's actions 20 minutes later? I'm not sure. Obviously, this is a horrible thing that happened, and it might be a unique circumstance, but it's something to consider, and it could potentially be a Pandora's box. And just one last time to reiterate, racism is something that does not belong in this club to any extent. It's idiotic. That's the best way I can describe it, right? We have so many players representing this club from Brazil, from Africa, from the Middle East, from Asia in the past, North America with Yunus Musa. To have racism against any of these other teams is idiotic because these same players represent our club and there's no need and there's no place for that in Valencia Football Club. I think that everyone who subscribes to the channel can agree that football is better without racism. Forever, we'll support Valencia. We'll always try to improve as a fan base and as a club. Moot Valencia, and I can't wait to see you guys next week with a happier topic.